The Pyramids of Egypt. Majestic and awe-inspiring, they rise from the desert sands, their silhouettes etched against the horizon, silent sentinels against the sands of time. These ancient structures have witnessed the ebb and flow of countless generations, standing as a testament to human perseverance and ambition. They have stood for millennia, a testament to the power and ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. Built with precision and care, each stone meticulously placed, these pyramids are marvels of engineering and architecture. These colossal structures are more than just tombs. They are monuments to the pharaoh's divine right to rule, and their desire for immortality. The hieroglyphics that adorn their walls tell stories of gods and kings, of life and death. They are doorways to a lost world. A world where the pharaohs were seen as gods on earth, and their tombs were filled with treasures to accompany them in the afterlife. A world of pharaohs and priests, of gods and gold. The artifacts found within these pyramids offer a glimpse into the opulence and grandeur of ancient Egypt. The pyramids hold within their depths the secrets of a civilization long gone. Each chamber, each passageway, a silent witness to the rituals and beliefs of a bygone era. But these secrets have not always remained undisturbed. Over the centuries, many have sought to unlock the mysteries of the pyramids, driven by curiosity, greed, or a desire for knowledge. History whispers tales of daring heists and plundered tombs. Tomb raiders, both ancient and modern, have risked everything to penetrate these sacred spaces, often leaving destruction in their wake. The question echoes through time: how could such impenetrable fortresses be breached? The answers lie in the ingenuity of those who built them, and the relentless determination of those who sought to uncover their secrets. The construction of each pyramid was a monumental undertaking. Thousands of laborers toiled under the scorching desert sun. Massive blocks of stone, some weighing as much as 80 tons, were quarried, transported, and precisely placed. The purpose of this Herculean effort? To create a final resting place for the pharaohs. Inside these colossal stone structures lay a labyrinth of chambers and passageways. At the heart of each pyramid rested the burial chamber. Here, the mummified body of the pharaoh was laid to rest, surrounded by treasures and provisions for the afterlife. Protecting the pharaoh's remains and riches was paramount. The ancient Egyptians believed that the pharaoh was a living god, and his tomb was not just a resting place but a sacred site that ensured his journey to the afterlife. The tombs were filled with treasures, food, and other items the pharaoh might need in the next world. These items were not just valuable in a material sense but held immense spiritual significance. Therefore, safeguarding them was of utmost importance. The Egyptians devised elaborate security measures. They were master architects and engineers, and their ingenuity was reflected in the complex designs of the pyramids and tombs. These structures were not just built to impress, but to protect. The walls were adorned with hieroglyphics that often contained spells and warnings to ward off intruders. The layout of the tombs was intentionally confusing, designed to mislead and trap anyone who dared to enter uninvited. False doors, hidden passages, and dead-end corridors were incorporated into the pyramid's design. These architectural tricks were meant to confuse and disorient potential tomb robbers. The false doors often led to nowhere, while hidden passages could only be navigated by those who knew the secret routes. The labyrinthine corridors added another layer of complexity, making it nearly impossible for intruders to find the burial chamber. Massive granite blocks, some weighing several tons, were used to seal the entrances to the burial chambers. These blocks were meticulously placed to ensure that once the tomb was sealed, it would be incredibly difficult to reopen. The sheer weight and size of these stones acted as a formidable barrier, deterring even the most determined thieves. Moving these blocks required a great deal of effort and ingenuity, showcasing the Egyptians' advanced engineering skills. The ancient Egyptians believed that disturbing a pharaoh's tomb would anger the gods. They held a deep reverence for their deities and believed that the gods played a crucial role in protecting the tombs. Priests performed elaborate rituals to invoke the gods' blessings and protection over the burial sites. These rituals were believed to create a spiritual barrier that would deter any would-be intruders. The depictions of gods on the walls served as a constant reminder of the divine protection over the tomb. Curses were inscribed on the walls, threatening intruders with eternal damnation. These curses were not just empty threats, but were believed to have real power. The Egyptians were deeply superstitious, and the fear of eternal damnation was a powerful deterrent. The inscriptions warned that anyone who dared to disturb the tomb would face dire consequences in this life and the next. These curses added a psychological layer of protection, playing on the fears and beliefs of potential robbers. These curses, combined with the physical obstacles, were intended to deter even the most determined thief. The Egyptians went to great lengths to protect their pharaoh's final resting places. Traps were set, and obstacles were placed to make the journey to the burial chamber as perilous as possible. The combination of physical barriers and psychological threats created a formidable defense system that was difficult to overcome. Yet despite these precautions, many of the pyramids were breached and their treasures looted. Over the centuries, tomb robbers became increasingly skilled and determined. They developed new methods to bypass the security measures and reach the treasures within. The allure of the immense wealth stored in the tombs was too great a temptation for many. While the Egyptians' efforts to protect their pharaoh's afterlife were impressive, they were not always successful in the face of human greed and ingenuity. The audacity of the ancient tomb robbers was astounding. They dared to challenge the might of the pharaohs even in death. These were no ordinary thieves. They possessed an intricate knowledge of the pyramid's layouts and the skills to circumvent the intricate traps. They worked silently, under the cover of darkness. Their tools were simple copper chisels, wooden levers, and perhaps even fire. They chipped away at the massive stone blocks inch by painstaking inch. They navigated the labyrinthine passages, their footsteps muffled by the desert sand. The identity of these ancient tomb robbers remains shrouded in mystery. Some believe they were common criminals, driven by greed. Others suspect they were part of a sophisticated network, perhaps corrupt officials or disgruntled priests privy to the secrets of the pyramids. Could the robberies have been orchestrated by rival kingdoms, eager to plunder Egypt's wealth? Or were they the work of desperate locals, driven to theft by famine or unrest? The answers lie buried beneath centuries of sand and speculation. Today, archaeologists are using cutting-edge technology to piece together the puzzle of the pyramid heists. Ground-penetrating radar reveals hidden chambers and passageways. Laser scanning creates detailed three-dimensional models of the pyramid's interiors. The analysis of ancient tools and pottery shards provides clues about the robbers' methods and origins. Each discovery sheds new light on these ancient crimes, bringing us one step closer to understanding who dared to disturb the eternal slumber of the pharaohs. Legends of the pharaoh's curse have gripped the imaginations of people for centuries. These tales have been passed down through generations, often becoming more elaborate and terrifying with each retelling. The idea of a curse that could bring death and disaster to those who disturb the resting places of ancient Egyptian rulers is a story that has fascinated and frightened people for ages. Tales of sudden deaths and strange misfortunes befalling those who dared to enter the pyramids. These stories often include accounts of archaeologists and explorers meeting untimely ends, mysterious illnesses, and inexplicable accidents. The media of the early 20th century played a significant role in spreading these stories, with sensational headlines and dramatic reports that captured the public's imagination. While these stories make for compelling narratives, they are often based on superstition and sensationalism. Scholars and researchers have long debated the validity of these tales, with many pointing out the lack of concrete evidence to support the existence of any curse. The allure of the unknown and the mysterious has always been a powerful draw, but it's important to separate fact from fiction. In reality, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of a curse. Modern science and archaeology have provided us with a wealth of knowledge about ancient Egypt, and none of it points to supernatural forces at work. The deaths and misfortunes often attributed to the curse can usually be explained by more mundane factors, such as exposure to ancient pathogens, accidents, or even the psychological stress of working in such a challenging environment. The ancient Egyptians were master builders and engineers, but they did not possess supernatural powers. Their achievements in construction, art, and science were the result of human ingenuity and hard work. The pyramids themselves are a testament to their skill and dedication, built with precise measurements and advanced techniques that continue to impress modern engineers and architects. It's more likely that the tales of curses were spread to deter tomb robbing. The ancient Egyptians placed great importance on the afterlife, and the tombs of the pharaohs were filled with treasures meant to accompany them on their journey. To protect these valuable items, they may have used the threat of a curse as a psychological deterrent. hoping to scare off potential thieves. They served as a psychological deterrent, a warning to those who would disrespect the sanctity of the pharaoh's tombs. These warnings were often inscribed in hieroglyphs on the walls of the tombs, serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of disturbing the dead. While the idea of a curse may be more fiction than fact, it reflects the deep reverence the ancient Egyptians had for their deceased rulers and the lengths they would go to protect their final resting places. What became of the treasures stolen from the pyramids? Some artifacts have resurfaced in museums and private collections around the world. Others may lie hidden in yet undiscovered tombs or caches. The vast majority of the stolen treasures, however, are likely lost forever, melted down for their precious metals, broken apart, or simply disintegrated over time. Their absence serves as a stark reminder of the plunder that occurred in these ancient monuments. The mystery of the pyramid heists continues to fascinate us. Who were these audacious thieves? How did they overcome the seemingly impenetrable defenses of the pyramids? And where did the stolen treasures ultimately end up? These questions may never be fully answered, but the search for answers is what keeps the spirit of exploration and discovery alive. The pyramids, those silent guardians of Egypt's past, still hold secrets that beckon us to unravel their ancient mysteries.